So what do artists do on Tuesday? They do drawings in the morning. They drink tea. They have a slurry of visualizations in their head after dreams around artworks and feelings and colours, different selves, maybe selves that I've created before with art projects, paintings, drawings, maybe things to come, intuitions. Maybe just it might be a kind of autistic sort of thing. I don't know. I kind of conceptualize feelings and senses of selves in artwork, like imaginary, like items, like the sense of making work. I must have coded my own unconscious in a way which is, making. What is slightly annoying is feeling inspired, in this kind of residual sort of dreamscape feelings, having a sense of self. In this case, kind of quite a light, sort of springy, colourful, happy sort of feeling, and then going to the studio and going, it's not like that, So I'm sort of put in a position of, do I continue with what I was actually doing and become, another version of myself, or do I try and reenact those feelings that I woke up with, which tend to evaporate fairly quickly. But yeah, it's it's often actually a point of confusion, because it would be, you'd expect you'd wake up and feel inspired and just go at it, like just work with that straight away. And it doesn't really work like that, it might just sort of be a residual actual self. Of course, during the day, little bits and pieces come out that might echo that sort of more purist, feelings-based innocence dream space. So it would be nice to integrate that, into that's what work was. So I thought that was worth mentioning. I suppose some people think in words, but I flicked the jug on. It was nice and full. A nice man filled it up last night, so I didn't have to fill it up this morning. He's good like that. He's a good servant. And I was like, why aren't I a scientist? And it's like, well, probably because you've always sort of associated who you think you are with your feelings, and so feelings don't get don't get a place in serious reality, do they? Inside our cultural value sets. We're patronised for being artists. We're patronised for being in the theatre. We're patronised for anything that isn't law and engineering, really. So that makes me that makes me quite a feminized man, I suppose. Of course, I like discovering ideas of reality, and I'm sure I quote science a hell of a lot, being a member of this culture. But yeah, those dream states, are reality too, and I think the feelings, just left over from a deep sleep remain, and there's an integration of a sort of another version of ourselves, or even more a true version of ourselves. So yeah, that's comforting, and there weren't a lot of analytics in there. More like clouds and birds flying through the sky and the smell of air, those kind of realities. Those kind of realities that will matter on our deathbed, perhaps, if we have a clear moment to notice those things. I think these things are associated art topics. That's why I'm sharing. Good day to you. Thank you for listening.